Hi friends, welcome into my April wrap up. I didn't do my week 4 vlog for the Magical Readathon, honestly just because I didn't really read. I read maybe like 2 days. I just didn't have the brain capacity with work this last like week and a half to actually spend a lot of time reading or doing anything fun. So, anything like baking or anything like that. Mostly just watched a bunch of movies. Um, so I only read a little bit. I didn't even finish Chamber of Secrets this month, even though it was like the book that I picked for the reading rush. I didn't do the reading rush, stay at home readathon. Um, been getting used to this new work, but I feel really good going into May with work now. So I think that I'll be able to have a little bit more of my brain power and be a little bit better at doing my reading. So I'm just for my wrap up. I finished Kingdom of Back, and I'm going back and forth about whether I want to give this 5 stars or 4 stars. It's really beautiful. It reminds me of like a fairy tale. I love the historical fiction aspect of it, that it is based around Wolfgang Mozart and his sister Marianne. And I love the little allusions to like other world figures that they meet, like Marie Antoinette, and the different royalty that they meet. It made me more interested in their life and more interested in picking up some more historical fiction, which I don't pick up very often. The only reason I'm thinking about giving it 4 stars is because since I was reading it with the book club, I spaced my reading out. I think it's like about 100 pages or so for each week of the month. And so by the end, like I'd sit there and read the chunk and be like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like I just want to keep reading. But so then by the end, the kind of climax of the story didn't feel like very climactic to me, just because I had like the build up to it was cut off in the weeks before. And so that's like on me. I think I'm going to try to read it closer to the end of the reading month so that I can read it all like in one sitting. Because I usually don't space books out very much. The only books that I take a long time to read are the Harry Potter ones when I'm like reading along with a podcast and stuff. So usually if I'm reading a book, I don't make it last super long. So I think I'm going to probably end up giving it 5 stars. My rating system I know is skewed. I read 7 books this month, or April this month, yes, and all but one got 5 stars from me, which means that my rating system must be skewed, but also it's very much subjective to what you like. And so, of course, like I just tend to rate things very highly. The only one that didn't get a high rating was Monster, and that was a 3-star read. That was still good. I try to like stick with the Goodreads rating of like it was okay, or I liked it a lot, or like it was great, because I'm not very good at categorizing things the way that I read them. So Monster was only a 3-star read for me because it was kind of like not a genre that I would typically pick, but it is a genre. It is something that I would like pick up more from that author. So like it was a quick read, it was fun, but it's just not something that I would like highly recommend to anyone. So yeah. So I finished 7 books, and my page count, I read 2,258 pages, which I didn't count Chamber of Secrets for this month. I did read about half of it. But again, I just like, even though reading is like my happy place. I love reading. It's my favorite hobby of mine. I just couldn't sit down and read anything. So yeah, so I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna read in May and release my May TBR. But for my April wrap up, 7 books, 2,200 pages, not bad considering I was on a emotional roller coaster through work and figuring out how work was going to become work from home. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. And my Goodreads goal last year was 100 books. This year I only made it 30 books because I completed that 100 and I don't want to trying to get to 100 was a lot of work. And so I want to focus on some other types of goals for myself, some different challenges. I wanted to try doing more readathons this year, which so far my capacity for them has not been very great, but I'm hoping going forward that I can partake a little bit more in them. So I wanted to start my booktube channel, and I'm doing that. So I just have some different goals for myself in the reading way this year. So my book reads goal of 30, I'm up to 27, I think, right now. So there's no way that I won't finish that. So that's exciting, but also I have a couple lists of TBR things that I've selected that I am more interested in trying to get through. So I'm going to unbox my Owlcrate April box. I just got it in the mail today. And so if you haven't gotten your box yet and you're watching this and you don't want spoilers, happy April. Hopefully your reading went well, and come check out my May TBR in the next video. If you don't have Owlcrate, or you don't care about spoilers, or you like watching videos, whatever, then I'm going to unbox my Owlcrate. So I have been getting Owlcrate since June of 2017, as soon as I moved to Oregon. And so I did get mine relatively quickly because I did have a shipping issues this month because of the virus. And so I live in the state that they box them. So I got mine relatively quickly compared to some other people. And I'm very excited. And usually my partner is the only person who gets to watch me unbox it. But since I have a booktube, I decided to unbox it. So spoilers ahead. We're going to unbox this. I'm going to unbox it the way that I usually do, which is, I already cut it open, so hopefully there we go. Oh, goodness. So they always send the spoiler card on top, and I usually don't look at this until after to see what stuff is in there, or maybe what books they're based on, because I also have this really long TBR Owlcrate Rex of previous box books that I don't have the books because I didn't get the boxes, because I think they started in 2015 and I only started in 2017. And also stuff that they've sent, they sent a Lunar Chronicles calendar that I'd never read the Lunar Chronicles. We got a Nevernight cup. I've never read Nevernight. So I've got this really long list of Owlcrate Rec TBR, which I am hoping to make a significant dent in this summer once the libraries open back up. I'm really not great at reading ebooks. They don't hold my attention the same way. And part of that is I really like to, I tend to skip to the back of the book and see what the last page number is so I can see how much longer I have to go. And I know that you probably can do that on an ebook, but it's just not the same being able to be ooh, I read this whole chunk of pages. I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that says this sort of whiny stuff, and ebooks are great if you can read them. They just really, I just can't. I'd rather just wait for the library. And audiobooks, I have a really hard time understanding when someone's reading something to me. So even if like you're reading a question aloud to me, it doesn't make sense. I have to read it myself for it to make sense. So audiobooks are not my favorite. I love podcasts because I love when people talk to me, but it doesn't make sense to me when people read aloud to me. So, okay, got our spoiler card. Move our little things out of the way. Our little wormy worms. So we have our monthly enamel pin. I've really been loving these more than the little pins that they used to send. The enamel ones are so pretty. And this one has a little owl with some phases of the moon. Oh, speaking of which, the prompt for this is full moon magic. Our theme of this box is full moon magic. I know there's supposed to be a Lupin item in here, and I'm very excited because when my friends and I read Harry Potter in middle school and high school together, we gave ourselves the Marauder names, which of course I'm sure we weren't the only ones, and I was Moony, so I have a fondness for Lupin. All right, so we've got a little little bag that says, a dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight. Let's see what's in here. Like a little burlap box. Bag. It's a bag. I don't know why I keep saying box. Ooh, and look at this. Looks like a phases of the moon sort of bunting hanging wall. That's cute. Ooh, if I'm artsy, maybe I can paint them. It's very cute. Love the moon themed stuff. Again, moon themed box here. And we have a little moon shaped. There's no way you're going to see this, but a little wrist cuff. This is the second wrist cuff I've gotten from them, and they're so cute. The other one was for the Grishaverse. Let's see. A canvas or a little tote. The moon is a loyal companion with some more moon phases on it. It's very cute. Can't wait to take you to the library and stuff you full of books. Let's see. With freedom, books, flowers, and the moon, who could not be happy? Oscar Wilde. It's a little notebook. Very cool. These little notebooks. All right. Ooh. Here it is. This is our Lupin themed puzzle. It looks like 300-piece Moony jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. Well, my description was upside down, sorry. So it's a picture of Moony, Lupin, in his office, it looks like. You can see his wand. And I'm excited to do this puzzle because I have a 3,000-piece puzzle that I don't have room to do. So this is cute. Can't wait to do this one. Very cute. All right, and our book of this month was Bonecryer's Moon by Catherine Purdy. What a beautiful cover, too. You can't probably see, but it's blue. It's kind of shiny. And then we have our magazine here as well. Oh, it changed the cover a little bit here. Very cool. All right. So usually I take all this stuff out and then I will look at the spoiler card to, number one, make sure I got everything, but number two, figure out where everything's from. So let's see. Inside our canvas pouch, featuring a dreamy quote from Oscar Wilde. Oh, so this is also from Oscar Wilde. You'll find a bamboo moon phase banner to add some celestial vibes to your wall decor, both designed by Owlcrate team member Paperback Bones. Our Shatter Me inspired tote bag, created by our Unlucky Design, makes for this perfect subtly bookish addition to your reusable shopping bag stash. See, so here's one. Shatter Me, I've never read. I started to read it when I brought a book to work when I was subbing one day, and it was like the second in a series. I was like, oh no, I didn't realize this is the second one in the series. I haven't started the first one. So I went up to some kids during silent reading, and I was like, hey, do you guys have a book that you recommend from your teacher's bookshelves? And they recommended Shatter Me. So I started it, but I was only there for one day, so. Whether you use it to jot down your favorite quotations from your current read or track your endless to-be-read list, this notebook, featuring an Oscar Wilde quote and lovely artwork from Kim Becker Design, will let you do it in style. This is a very nice cover, too. I like these. Wear a bit of subtle lunar love on your wrist with our Winterwood-inspired crescent moon bracelet designed by Team Owlcrate. Oh, Winterwood! So this is one that I just read. I read this for the History of Magic, and it looks like it's rose gold. Very nice. We solemnly swear that you'll have fun piecing together our 300-piece jigsaw puzzle. Once assembled, you'll see the gorgeously illustrated artwork that @AlienArt created to celebrate the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor we're all a bit moony over, Remus Lupin. Bonecryer's War is a spellbinding story brimming with vibrant mythology, star-crossed lovers, and dangerous magic. Our Owlcrate exclusive edition features a unique cover and beautiful sprayed edges. Ah, so it does. They look like they're gold. Cool. Didn't even see that. Author Catherine Purdy signed the book and included an author letter for our subscribers as well. And White Wide Woods designed this month's enamel pin around a very special companion from Bonecryer's Moon. The most benevolent owl we've read about since Hedwig. Oh no, R.I.P. Hedwig. Okay. Well, I'm so excited, and I know the Owlcrate book club decided as a group that we're not going to read this book until May 22nd. We're not starting it right now because a lot of international subscribers aren't going to get their books for a while, and there's some really cool international people in that group, so we want to make sure that we can all read it together. So I know I'm not going to pick this up till the end of May, and possibly with my new idea of trying not to read it exactly with them, but towards the end of that group before the meetup to talk about it, I might not get to it until June, but that's okay. I have plenty of other books to read. I still want to make the effort make part of my challenge this year was like reading the books of Owlcrate as they come in, because as I've mentioned before, I have a backlog that I haven't read. So I'm definitely going to read it. I just don't know if I will read it on May 22nd or towards the end of that group chat. Mostly because I feel like I read stuff and it falls right out of my brain. If I read too many different things, I don't remember what happened. And so I want to be able to like do the chats with everyone, but I can't remember like, oh, so-and-so, what do you think of this character? Like, well, if I've already read past that point, I don't know what I was thinking at that point about that character, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm very excited. And our May box theme is going to be Rebels with a Cause. And the sneak peek is every May box will include a graphic novel from Oni Press. So there's going to be 2 books in one box. That's very exciting. I love when there's 2 books. So, all right. That is my Owlcrate unboxing and my April wrap up. Let me know if you're an Owlcrate subscriber or if you have questions about them. And let me know how your April went. How was your reading? What are you most looking forward to in May, maybe? And keep a lookout for my May TBR. I am figuring out what is going to be on that list probably today or tomorrow. So that video should be up soon. Thanks so much. Bye.